Hello everyone, today is Technical Tuesday and today's video is going to be on nail foils. Now when you're using nail foils, there is two different types of nail foil glue that you can get to use them, which is a gel nail foil glue, this one's from a cart, or a regular nail foil glue. This one's from Maniology. And this one requires a lamp to use, this one does not. And then another way to use nail foils is with a sticky stamping polish. And today I'm going to demonstrate hopefully all three. I'm not sure if I have enough left of this particular nail foil glue to do full demonstrations with, but I'm going to try. I don't have a whole lot left in the bottle. There's very little left. And this is the only one I have. I prefer the gel nail foil glue. That's why I don't have much of this. This is a sample size bottle from Maniology that came in one of their subscription boxes. Their normal bottle is actually much bigger than this. So I have 5 tips prepped in regular nail polish. I have 5 nail tips prepped with gel polish. I doubt we will be using all 10 of them, but I wanted to demonstrate the differences on gel polish versus regular nail polish when it comes to top coat and things like that. I apologize if I don't sound too good right now. I have the startup of a sinus infection and it's not it's not fun, so I probably sound a bit clogged up and nasally. I apologize. So we are going to go in with our first step here. We're going to use these, which is full nail foils. And let's see here. This isn't necessary but helpful, and this is a silicone tool, double-ended, that has a like curved flat that kind of goes with the shape of the nail, and then it has just an actual flat triangular shaped silicone tool. I apologize if you can hear my children in the background. They are home for fall break and my 7-year-old is currently raiding the refrigerator, so it's kind of loud. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off a piece of this full cover nail foil to use for this demonstration. Okay. So we're going to start with the regular foil glue, if I can. I'm going to try. It has to air dry before you can use it. Okay. Having an argument getting my foil back in its container. It does not want to go back in nicely. So I guess I'm just setting it off to the side for now. So, with regular nail foil glue, you paint it on the area you want to use. Get the cat hair off there. and it goes on white, and you cannot use it until it dries clear, okay? So you don't want it super thick either. It's hard not to when it's almost empty bottle, but and you want to try to get it as smooth as you can, otherwise those lines are going to show up somewhat in there. And this is the reason why I don't like regular nail foil glue. The dry time can sometimes be really rough to mess with, and it gets kind of thick and gets streaky lines. So we have to actually sit and wait for that to dry. So while we're waiting for this one to dry, I'm going to go ahead and prep another one with the foil gel glue. And you don't want to put it on too thick, but you do want it to cover the entire nail for this particular type of nail foil. Okay. Now for a full cover nail foil like this, you don't necessarily need to have a background color laid on underneath, but if there's ever a spot that just didn't transfer properly, it helps disguise that. If you make sure, now we're going to stick this in the lamp for 60 seconds, make sure that you have a color underneath it to hide it when it doesn't do that. Okay, so with this nail foil glue that's gel, you have to cure it for 60 seconds. You don't want to go less or more, otherwise it won't work properly. And alright, now let's see if we can demonstrate. If you look at the bottom of this, you can see it's starting to turn clear. That's what we're looking for. You got to make sure, and so you can see it on the side too. It has to be completely transparent before you can use it. So I applied this to this nail before I applied the gel one to the other one, which is currently in the lamp. Let's see if the one in the lamp is ready before the one that was with regular nail foil glue. Now, you can use regular foil gel glue on regular nail polish. You can use it on regular nail polish. Okay, so this one's not even ready. This one is now ready. So I'm going to go ahead and set this other one off to the side while we're waiting on it. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to get, let's say, these flowers. Line it up where you want it and press down. And then if you're having trouble pressing down and getting it to transfer, this is where this tool comes in handy. And you want to press the tool into it, and you can start to see where it starts to attach to the glue. It starts to change color almost. And now I'm starting to get a line. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Let's see. Zoom in. See if you can see the line where it's separating from the plastic and onto the nail. There, yeah, you can see it a little bit on the camera. See right there? That's the kind of signs you're looking for that it's transferring. And we're going to keep going until the whole nail tip is covered. Now, obviously, we'd normally be doing this on your regular nails, not a nail tip on a nail tip stand. So go ahead and press, and then sometimes just rubbing your finger, or in this case my nail, can help when the silicone tool doesn't. And now mind you, this is only going to transfer wherever you get the glue. So how well you put the glue on also determines how well of a transfer you do. If you don't get it in all of the areas, it's not going to transfer to the entire nail if that's what you're after. You just peel it up, check if it didn't transfer. Where it didn't transfer, put it back down, rub until the image has. Okay. Now see, not all of it transfers, so now I needed to put it back down where it was. And press. And you can see off to the side where I didn't get the glue as well. And you can line it up. If it has glue still, or if you've got glue on it, it should transfer over. And it did. And that's a full cover. And you can see at the bottom where it didn't transfer as well, but it's not super noticeable because of the gel color underneath it. And because we did gel with this, it was all gel. It had a gel bottom, it had a gel base and a gel foil glue, which you can use. I apologize, I'm blocking the screen with my arm trying to get to my top coat. I lost my train of thought. I apologize. Because it was all gel, we can use a gel top coat. So I've got gelish Top It Off here that I'm going to use, and 15 to 30 seconds is all it really needs. And this one does have a tacky layer, so I would need to use isopropyl alcohol to wipe it off after it is done curing. Alright, let's go ahead and go into the lamp with this. Alright, so now I'm going to go back to this one, and it is finally ready. You see, you can still see the lines of the application in it a little bit, but it is dry and it is ready. Now, if I was to touch this, it would be very sticky feeling. And that's what you want. You want it to be very tacky and sticky, so that way the images on this nail foil, which is like a plastic with a printed image on it, is basically what it is. And all we're doing is taking the ink part that was printed on and transferring it to the nail. That's the concept there. So, alright, this one is complete, just needs a tacky layer to be wiped off, but that's what it looks like. Okay, now because this has a gel base, even though we used a regular nail foil glue, we could still top it off with a gel top coat because it's got a gel polish underneath it. And this is not like a normal polish, so it doesn't react the same way to having gel put over top of it. So we're going to line it up, and then we're going to press down, starting from the center and going out, so that way it doesn't mess up with the curve and wrinkle in weird ways. This is a full cover. And you just want to make sure that it's pressed in there real good. Because if it's not, it will not transfer properly. Oh my goodness. I do not like regular foil glue. Regular foil glue is, well, temperamental. It is sticking to the foil, but not the gel. Oh my goodness. Okay. Come on. It does not want to stick to the gel. So prepare, if you're wanting to use regular foil glue over a gel polish, prepare to be battling. This is as good as it wants to be. It did not want to come off nicely. And these two products can mix, they just don't particularly like to. That's why I generally don't use. Yeah, it's refusing to come off of there. So be wary, you're probably going to be in for a battle to get it to work properly if you're doing regular nail foil over gel. So, show what it does over regular nail polish. This is what this is primarily designed for, is to be over regular nail polish. We're going to go ahead and put a layer of regular nail foil glue over the entire nail and let it dry. We're going to put a layer of gel foil glue over this one here of regular nail polish. And we're going to go ahead and cure it. In the lamp. Now we need it to be in there for 60 seconds. Okay. So, for the next one that we're doing after we're done doing the full cover, let's see which one is a good one to use for this. Probably these, excuse me. I have yet to use these yet, but it's the same concept. And this is Individual Images. This one's kind of, it's got a little bit of steampunk, some Wild West, all in like a gothic style with different types of skulls. There's one that's a skull with like a pharaoh's, I don't know what they call it, but they have a headdress, I guess would be the name of it. There's one with like a jester's hat. So we'll go ahead and cut off a strip of this for us to work with. And hopefully not have an argument with the actual foil itself about going back in its container like I did with the other ones that did not want to go back in their container. That one went back nicely. Okay, so this one is ready. Now the one I painted that has regular nail polish as the base with a regular nail foil glue, non-gel, it's still drying. And we've already done 60 seconds in the lamp with this. So automatically the gel nail foil glue is faster to work with. And I've had lots less complications with it. So say we want this area on the nail foil. So we're going to line it up and press. Once it's pressed down, you really want to like rub it in, burnish it in. Use your tool or your finger, the edge of your nail. Just really rub that foil in to the glue. Making sure you can see it a little bit right there where it's already picking it up. Okay. Let me take this off the stand. Just getting in trouble here. But you can already see it is starting to transfer onto the nail. And let's see here. Make sure. And this was over a regular nail polish with a gel foil glue, and it is working just fine. So as stated, you can use these foil glues are formulated differently than regular polish. Even the gel is formulated differently from a normal gel polish. Yes, it does take a lamp to cure it, but it can be used with regular polish. It's formulated differently, and does not require you using it over let's say a nail enhancement, specifically acrylics, dip powders, gel polish, hard gel, things like that. It does not require that. If you use it on your bare nail though, have a gel base coat on. You don't necessarily need a gel color, but use a gel base coat. Do not put it directly on your nail. Treat it like you would a gel polish and put your gel base first if you're using a gel foil glue with no color underneath to do your foil transfer for a full nail transfer. So that way you're protecting yourself against allergies. Okay, I apologize, I'm still having some nasally issues here with the sinus infection. Okay, so this one is now officially dry. It is clear. And this is regular foil glue over regular nail polish. This is what it's designed to be put over. So hopefully it decides to work nicely for me, because it has in the past, but it doesn't always. It's temperamental and finicky. So we're going to go ahead and put this this section right down here over it. And I'll press down. And we're going to rub it in to the nail, which is starting to show transfer of the foil onto the stickiness of the foil glue. Whether or not the camera's picking that up or not, I don't know. I can't entirely tell by looking at the screen, but in person you can really see the color difference from when it starts to stick to the foil glue. It looks like it is picking it up on camera. Like the second it starts touching it, you can see the difference in the color. And then after you're done, test it, see if it's pulling up properly. If not, place it back down, rub some more. It takes a lot of patience to work with a nail foil. And that's putting it lightly. Nail foils can be so finicky. Okay. And I'm over here fighting with this one horrendously. So, I like the gel foil more. And this is why. I had so much less fight with the gel, and it took less time to be ready to use than this regular foil glue. And it's still transferred not as good as the... I have not top coated the other one yet. But can you see the difference? This is not nearly as smooth. And there's a lot more chunks missing. Now I'm going to top coat it. And show you the difference here. And get our smudge-free top coat from Maniology. A good water-based top coat is what we're looking for. Top coat that. And then we're going to top coat this one. Now, it smoothed it out. It's nice and smooth, but like the actual foil, you can see how poorly it transferred. It did transfer, but it's pretty poorly. You can get a nicer transfer, but it is very difficult to do. And when your bottle's really low like mine is, it makes it even harder to do. So that is full cover foils on both gel polish and regular polish using 2 different types of foil glue. Now on to transferring individual images. There is more than one method to this, and one of which is where you paint your foil glue directly on the back very thinly of the image that you want to use, and then press it to your nail. I have never done this technique with regular foil glue, but we're going to try it today. I have done it with the gel foil glue. Go ahead and paint that on the back. And I'm going to cut it out even. It is an individual image, and I still need to cure an individual image for the gel glue. So we have this individual image with the foil glue on. I'll set it aside, and now I'm going to cut out another individual image, and I'm going to use gel glue for it. And cure it. don't want it to be on too terribly thick, so all I'm going to be doing as much as I can with my brush to take off the excess that I have on there currently with the brush. Ah, sounds like Topaz is having fun. If you can hear my cat making noise, he is, by the sounds of it, playing. Okay, so we have a nice thin layer on there. I'm going to go ahead and grab tweezers that hold stuff when I'm not, I don't remember the name of it. My husband had told me the name of it, but you press down and it opens up. And there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this in the lamp and cure it for 60 seconds. Now we're still waiting on the other one to dry. And did I just drop? Yes, I did. I just dropped some of my nail foils. There we go. So, okay, close up the regular foil glue so it does not dry up on me what is left. Okay. And then of course the other method is painting the affected area of the nail that you want to use with your foil glue and then pressing it on in the same manner as the full cover types of foils like this. Okay, so we have our cured image. And we're going to line it up on the nail where we want it. And then we're going to press it down onto the nail. And this should transfer this image to the nail. Just like that. And you are potentially going to have a little bit of like sticking up glue that you may have to kind of like scrape off to keep it from affecting the look of your design. But should disappear when you top coat it for any other like rough looking edges. Okay, there's a slight wrinkle in there, so you gotta be careful about when you're applying it on there because it can give it a slight wrinkle in the image. It's a slightly trickier method. Okay, so this other one's not quite dry yet, but it's getting close. It's not quite there. Still see a little bit there that's not done drying. Okay, so this is what the transfer looks like. Like I said, there's a small wrinkle in it. I accidentally did not get it applied flat when I touched it down. That can happen. Okay, so this one's still drying. So we will go in with full cover on this one to apply a singular image and show how that works. Try to get this as thin as possible and least amount of ridges as possible. There we go. Okay, so have that one set aside. This one's almost done drying, so we will go ahead and apply full cover on this one to prepare it for foil. And if you're wondering why I did not do this ahead of the video on preparing the foil glue on most of the tips, I have 3 cats and 2 special needs kids. If I leave foil glue prepped nails out for a long period of time, then I am going to have fur and fingerprinted nails to work with for this video, and it would not work properly because it's got all sorts of debris all over it. This is why I did not glue all of these nails. Okay, so we have, it looks like it is ready. Let's see if I can get it enough in the camera to show you. No more white spots. It's clear. Oh, wait, no, right there. Just a small white spot. So it is not ready. Okay. Now, our other tip is, so we're waiting on our regular foil glue to finish drying. We're going to go ahead and we're going to grab this lovely individual image right here. This has been cured for 60 seconds with the gel foil glue. We're going to line it up and then we're going to press. And try to avoid wrinkles in it as much as possible. It's even more so for where you prep the glue on the back of the foil, to try to avoid wrinkles. They become far more noticeable with that method, but you still want to try to avoid wrinkling it over your nail when doing the regular application methods, because it just doesn't look as nice. Now, if that's the look you're going for, that's fine, but most people are not trying to go for that. Most people want a smooth transfer of the image. And there we are. A nice, and cat hair. Nice transfer. And there was a little bit that didn't transfer. You could see it on the foil piece itself, but it's not noticeable when you look at the design itself. And then you would just top coat. Go ahead and tell this lamp to go ahead and auto cure without my hand being in there. So now looking at this, it is finally completely dry. And we're going to line it up with our regular polish because we know that this does not like to work very well with gel. And tap it down. Into the nail. And just rub it in. To the best of your ability to make it transfer to the nail. Now, this is being far more stubborn than the other stuff was, but it did work. It did transfer. That's what the other one looks like now. That's been top coated. Nice, easy, gothic or Halloween type of design. And then we want to go in with our smudge free on this one. And top it off. And that's how that looks. Okay. So, now that we have the other one dry, that was fully coated, you can see the streaks a little bit in there, with foil glue, we can go in and apply, line up our individual image where we want it. Press down, try not to put any wrinkles. And just use your finger or your tool. Press it down as good as you can. Lift at the edge, check and see if it has been pressed in enough. And then remove your plastic. And you have your nice transferred image. Look at that. And that was done with regular polish and a regular foil glue. It's a cute little skull. Okay, so say you have a solid foil that's not a design like these, but you want it to be a design. Alright, set these little pieces off to the side. I have some space here. I'm going to go ahead and grab a small sheet of gold. Or better yet, silver. Silver, we'll do that. Small sheet of this pretty silver. Gotta unroll it first. Okay. So, a moment, and I'm gonna roll this back up so it doesn't get damaged. Now, you need to be careful with foils like these because they can get damaged and affect the look of the transfer. So if you're being really rough with it and like crinkling it up and all of that, you will have those crinkle and crack lines in your transfer. So you want to be rather gentle when handling your nail foils. Now there are designs you can do with crinkling up your nail foils like that, and that's a totally different technique. And I may have to show that now I think about it, but I've only got 2 blank nail tips left. So that may be for another video. But we're going to start off with, now we're going to go into the stamping portion of this. Let me get my plate. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and use this stamping plate. And I'm going to use sticky stamping polish from She Modern. And this is one of the other uses and techniques for nail foil is, taking and stamping with the sticky stamping polish an image and then putting the foil on the image while this is still tacky and transferring the foil to that image. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use, let's go ahead and do this bird right here, this phoenix. And scrape and pick up. And now we're going to clean up around the stamper. Because anything that's left behind will pick up that foil and you will have a very sparkly image that you may not have intended. And line up your stamp with your nail and transfer it. And now while it's still tacky, we're going to go in with our nail foil and press it on. Now, look at that. Look how shiny that is. Now, if it didn't transfer to the entire image, you can still quickly tap it on and it should transfer, but be careful, it might transfer to the rest of the nail. But look how shiny that stamped image is. That is so pretty. And then, like you would normally with stamping, put your smudge-free top coat over top, and then your regular top coat past that. That is so shiny that this camera is having a hard time actually seeing the image. It just sees shine. Okay, so say you want to use a, I don't have to demonstrate that. I just demonstrated using sticky stamping polish. So say you want to use a very crinkled up foil. You got too rough with it, or you want a design that actually uses the crinkled nail foil and why you would use it. I'm going to go ahead and crinkle and ball up this nail foil to show you what I mean and how it affects. Okay. Say this is what happened to your nail foil. You can see some of it transferred to me where it got balled up. Let me get this plate out of the way and let's get this nail tip going. when you do this, you want to have the foil glue like lightly, generally the design is lightly brushed in like a section. So, like that. I could probably do that over top of this one and not hurt anything, but we'll leave it as is. So we're going to go ahead and let that dry. And something else that you can do that I'm going to explain, I'm out of prepped nail tips here, and you've already seen me stamp it, but I'm going to explain the process. If you know what double stamping is, or double stamping plates, I have one on hand here, and this one's a very interesting plate. That would be good for explaining this. Maybe I need to move my light a little bit here so it's not so bright on this plate. Okay, so this has double layered stamping, and the images here is for gemstones. So say you want a really shiny, bright gemstone look, you could take a sticky stamping polish and a solid foil like these and use it with the solid image, and then stamp the second layer that gives it more of its design over top to make it even shinier, more like a gemstone than what a stamping polish would. That is another way you could use those. And okay, this is finally dry. But that is another way that you can use like the sticky stamping polishes. It doesn't necessarily need to be with just a solid image like this Phoenix here. You can do a layered look with it as well. And nail foils are just super finicky, so it may take some practice before you are able to get the desired effect. Okay, so now we're going to go in with our very crinkled nail foil. To get a totally different effect. So it doesn't work the same way when you it almost looks frosted instead of your normal shiny sleek. But yes, that's most of the things that you do with nail foils. Is the most common. Those are your most common uses of nail foils. And here's all 10 tips that I didn't think I would use all of, but we did. Yeah, so that's with gel foil glue and regular nail foil glue. And that's your most common ways to use nail foils. There is other things that you can do that I may demonstrate in a later date, but these are your basic uses. There are other ones that involve extensions on your nails. Some nail techs will use a full cover foil like this to do a gradient. They would do like the tip of the nail when they use the plastic tip to put nail foil on and then put acrylic or polygel or hard gel down the nail bed into the tip and then blend it in over the edge of the nail tip and then have the rest of the design be that the nail foil is at the end. That is one technique that is used. But take note that if you're using a gel polish, you're probably going to want to use a gel foil glue. It works better with gel polish. Now, gel polish is the only one that's finicky about that. Regular polish, you can use gel foil glue or regular foil glue and have no problem. But be wary that regular foil glue is more temperamental and tends to take longer to dry and to even apply. So if you do not want to spend a bunch of time waiting for it to dry, just get yourself a gel foil glue. Makartt's probably one of the best rated ones, and it's reasonably priced. And you can also buy it on Amazon with Amazon Prime even. That's a plus. So I think that covers your basics on foils. They are tricky, but once you get the hang of them, they can be really helpful for a quick mani if you don't want to spend the extra time reverse stamping or hand painting something, things like that. And they can make really good backgrounds for your stamping too. Some of the full cover foils make really pretty backgrounds, like move these out of the way here. Like these make a really pretty background for different designs as well, especially like Halloween designs, like that gives a very pretty starry night that you can stamp. Let's see, like trees and gravestones and bats in the sky and things like that. So that's really nice. And then you could have individual ones like this one where it's butterflies. You could have these really pretty already colored in butterflies and say that you have a nice design in mind, but you don't want to go through all of the time of filling in the colors of all your butterflies and your stamps. You have pre-done ones like right here, easy to go. If you're limited on time or you're just not feeling up to putting on all the effort to do your custom filled in design, these are a good substitute. So that pretty much covers it. Just make sure that whatever you're doing it on, it is a smooth surface. If you were trying to do it over glitters that have not been smoothed out, your transfer is going to get messed up. I learned this the hard way. You're not going to get a good transfer. Make sure whatever surface you're using it on is completely smooth. No lumps and bumps, or it's going to mess up your transfer. Aside from that, I think that's all. I hope this helped someone today, and if you like the video, please let me know. If there's something else you would like me to cover that hasn't already been requested, please let me know in the comments below. I would definitely like to know what you guys would like to see and learn from me. If I have the products and knowledge to show you, then I will definitely take the time out to provide you with a video and show you how to do it. If I don't, that's something I can look into. I don't know everything. I don't ever claim to know everything, but I do know a lot about many different products and techniques. I spent the last, I believe, 7 years constantly researching and learning different techniques and about different products and things like that. So just let me know what you would like to know for Technical Tuesdays, and I will see what I can do. Thanks everyone for watching. Until next time.